10 years ago, the recipe for a hit YouTube video was incredibly simple. You needed a cheap webcam, a decent microphone, and a heavy dose of personality, all shot from the corner of a childhood bedroom. The appeal was based on lo-fi authenticity. Then you look at Carrie Minati's recent Mr. Beast parody. The numbers here operate on an entirely different plane of reality, currently sitting at over 103 million views and 9.6 million likes. The most revealing part of this video happens in the final 60 seconds. The screen fills with a dense, exhausting scroll of end credits that runs longer and lists more specialized crew members than many independent feature films, which raises a practical question. Exactly what kind of hidden infrastructure do you actually need to build behind the scenes to engineer a guaranteed 100 million view hit in the modern Indian market? Surviving at the absolute apex of the algorithm requires the construction of a fully operational, localized Hollywood studio. Look closely at the main cast list for this parody. It reads like an Avengers-style crossover, pulling in massive names like Bhuvan Bam, Technical Guruji, and Mortal. This diagram shows the true economic strategy at play here. These creators normally operate in strictly segregated niches: comedy, tech reviews, and gaming. Each of these icons represents a massive, isolated digital audience that rarely overlaps. When you pool all of those distinct subscriber bases into one video, you trigger an algorithmic chain reaction. The platform is forced to recommend the upload across dozens of separate, massive subscriber bases simultaneously, funneling into a single focal point. The production pushes this strategy past domestic borders by pulling in international heavyweights like iShowSpeed, instantly tapping into a massive global demographic as well. The on-camera talent serves a highly specific mathematical function. They act as targeted algorithmic distribution nodes, engineering a massive view floor before the video is even published. To support that kind of algorithmic ambition on screen, you have to look at the massive logistical army operating behind the lens. The credits list roles you would normally only find on a high-end film set. We're talking about dedicated prosthetic designers, VFX compositors, and specialized sound effects editors. Coordinating a shoot of this size is a logistical nightmare. The paperwork alone requires dedicated location managers, providers for multiple vanity vans, and separate catering teams just to feed the massive crew on set. To secure the final piece of the production, the team actually coordinated a dedicated U.S. segment, shooting directly at Mr. Beast Studios using his own official production crew. The barrier to entry for this tier of entertainment is no longer raw charisma. It requires massive capital, elite project management, and global infrastructure. The stakes for these productions are high because they are competing for dominance in a market with an immense, hyper-connected digital population. For a project at this specific scale, the traditional label of creator doesn't really describe the reality of the work anymore. Individuals like Carrie Minati are now operating as media executives, running corporate production houses. They are pulling directly from the Bollywood playbook, leveraging star power, massive crews, and high-end post-production, and adapting it for the smartphone screen. Maintaining a position at the top of the platform now depends on the ability to manage an industrial machine, not just the talent to stand in front of a camera.